Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, today with completely different colors than usually, because we are playing giant dragons, and that's something I'm not used to playing. However, the deck is pretty sweet, it has a lot of power, and if you do like dragons, this is probably one of your best bets in the format. So, let's go into the card choices because they are really interesting and the synergies between the cards are definitely here. Some of them you don't expect. I actually didn't notice some of them unless I was playing the deck and then it was like, oh, this moment, right? So it was about Ob Nixilis because you have quite a lot of extremely high powered dragons, especially like Inferno of the Star Moons. And this has haste, so it attacks on the turn it enters the battlefield for 6 at least. But on the next turn, you can attack again, buff it to 7, it's total 13 damage, and then you can cast Ob Nixilis for the casualty. It is dependent on the power of the creature, so it means that this guy will have 7 loyalty the moment it enters the battlefield, and you can ult enemy, and he loses 7 life. And this small combo means that in 2 turns you deal 20 damage nearly directly, because this has flying and haste, so it's really hard to dodge. So that's something that is definitely a big power on the deck. Like, you can threaten lethal out of nowhere in 2 turns. Very similar goes with Ziatora, the Incinerator, amazing, very strong dragon that basically has benefit the moment it enters the battlefield. To be specific at the end step, but you get the value the same turn you play this, which is huge because any card that doesn't provide you immediate value is a very risky draw. So this one, of course, you can sacrifice a creature, and when you do, the creature that you sacrificed, it has to be something else than Ziatora, deals damage equal to this creature's power to any target. So you want huge power creatures, and you still create 3 treasures, which is pretty amazing because, for example, we have this small combo. Like, you have the deck list, so as a general we talk about in the end, but I want to talk about interactions because they might not be as obvious. So Ebondeath, it's a 4 mana 5 attack dragon. So when you sacrifice this one, it deals 5 damage to anything, and it provides you 3 mana, which you can use to cast and again the Ebondeath at any time. So it really is a bit of a combo. Like, it's not perfect combo, but it really gives you this recurring value. So basically you add 1 mana and you need to destroy any creature, and you get it back and you make the full cycle again. Of course, you need to have Ziatora in the game, which is hard because it's a 6 drop, but it has very high stats, so it's not easy to kill, especially for damage based decks. So, that being said, we of course have all the best cards in the format. So, 4 Fable, 4 Goldspan Dragons, and 3 Chariots. Those are the powerhouses that when you play them, the game just naturally swings in your direction because those are just so powerful cards. And we have a lot of ways to generate treasures. We have Kalain, we have Innkeeper, we have Fable, so the Shaman, and of course we have the Goldspan. Ziatora as well, but of course it's a bit later. But you need to keep in mind, when you play Ziatora, at the end step you actually generate 6 mana from the treasures if you have Goldspan in the field, which can be huge because we have some instant, even you can double Riveteers Charm. That's insane. You can not only do your whole play, but just thanks to the end step sacrifice, and you can sacrifice something like Prosperous Innkeeper. It's basically 1 damage whatever, gain 6 mana. And the tempo that you will get from playing double Riveteers Charm on top of everything you play this turn is just huge, so nothing to be scoffed on. So, back to the deck. We have also some removal, but removal is a bit of a weaker part of the deck. We have 3 Dragonfire, double Bloodchief first, and 1 Unleash the Inferno. I have been getting really good results with this card. Very often you just go 2 for 1. Especially like even Boros, like they usually have some Kumano thing going on, or like against enchantments, obviously it's amazing. So yeah, a lot of options to use this card, and in the worst case it's just 4 mana hard removal because 7 damage is something that nothing survives really. Kalain, I feel that in this deck it really helps. It provides some value for the Goldspan, but it's basically a ramp that makes your dragons a bit harder to remove, and when they aren't removed, you definitely get a huge value out of them. We also have Moonveil Regent. I guess this is the card that gave the least impact, but it's still a good dragon. It helps you, you know, to refill if you are completely out of cards, and whenever it dies, it deals damage. So yeah, like you have ways to make it work, and you have 3 colors, so you know you can get the benefit. If you have Ziatora, you basically gain all of this very easily, so it's a great target to sacrifice at the end step. Yeah, so there's that. And about the deck itself, well, I think it's one of the best dragons decks right now. If you like this archetype and you want to, you know, make huge fear creatures that breathe fire and fly and kill enemy very quickly, that's your very good bet. We went exactly 50%. I've played 8 games, we won 4 of them, we lost 4 of them, and that's in mid diamond, so I think this speaks quite nicely about the deck. What I have found, like, I didn't feel very great against Boros. I'm not sure if this was because of the bad draws, but it feels that the Boros hits really where we are weak. Like, you know, before you have 4 mana and you can start going off with your great creatures. Also Goldspan Dragon, Chariot, those are cards that generally do better on the offensive than on the defensive. Ob Nixilis, of course, way better against slower decks, controls, things like this. And yeah, even Fable, while the value is amazing, for 3 mana you basically get a 2/2. So if you are against like a lot of pressure, like in Boros, you have big problems. So I have found that this deck is tricky to play. Like, you definitely can win the matchup, and you have enough ramp, Meathook Massacres and removals that if you draw correctly, you have very fair shot at winning. But I have found I have most problems with decks that hit before the 4 mana drops. When the deck is slower and we can start unleash this part of the deck, we are really doing a lot of things. So that's a fair reminder, because of course Boros is very popular, and I'm not sure how great of a matchup we have. I had a hard time against Boros with this one. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the deck, I hope you enjoyed the games. The deck is pretty fun, and it's definitely completely different than what we are usually playing, so if you want to, you know, go out of your comfort zone, that's definitely something to try with. And I think Ziatora is pretty fun card, so it's worth experimenting with. So with that being said, thank you for anyone who subscribed, thank you for anyone that is supporting the channel or commenting. I really do appreciate it, you are great, and I'm really thankful. So with that being said, if you aren't subscribed, seriously consider, maybe that's the decision for today. And yeah, let's go into the games, because I think they're quite interesting, so enjoy. Oh man, I'm excited for this one. Important stuff. You need this, because you need to ramp, and you need to play Innkeeper, that you won't be able to if you play, for example, this first, which might be tempting, but it's a very bad call. Now this one, now ramp, and then we will see. I'm not really sure what the follow-up will be. Well, let's read the card. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell colors. Yeah, that's a really interesting trait. I think they have Tamiyo safekeeping or something like this. Like, would they ever trade for this? I think they have something. I cannot imagine them attacking into like this. And worst case, we can still get quite a lot of life gain, right? So it can't be so bad. If we cast Ob, like if we cast Ob, we are gold spamming next turn, and I think this is the way to victory. Of course we sacrifice. This is a bit of a risky decision, but it makes everything very messy for them, and we still get some life back. So now they need to attack the ops, and then we can choose. Man, like he's talking more than me. So basically he needs to go a bit all in, and then we can protect one of the opses, like we can kill the pack leader, like we have stuff to do. And he also misses damage on the face. We already would be at 13 if not display. So that's pretty huge overall. I guess we want the more loyalty one, right? He needs 4 mana for the trample. And we kill the pack leader. Unless he plays something. And it was basically like free play.
This isn't over.
So, interesting. Yeah, and we got it. So I'm really satisfied with this trade so far. Oh, that's so freaking good. Okay, that's basically our plan, right? This is what we wanted. We need to go for the Goldspan because it's the best card in our deck. It's basically best card in every deck. We attack. And we can kill the troll whenever we want. Huh. I don't want to ramp him. But probably this is what we should do. Ramp him. And if we make the Devil, then we can pressure him a bit more. +1, is it even good? We could also wait until he declares attackers and go for the Dragonfire. I'm scared that he has Tamiya safekeeping, that's my point. And then when he untaps, he can protect the creature we target, and that's really bad for us. Ramping sucks. Let's make the Devil. I have made my decision. It will be the Devil. I'm not entirely sure if that was the correct decision. And you know what? We will let him untap. Even Tamiya safekeeping prevents him from playing at 4-drop. That's fine. Let's make a stop just to make sure that he doesn't draw a card unless he... Well, we could attack, we could kill this one, right? He attacks for 8, we are 12. Then we attack for 5, he's 9. But then we can cast... Oh man. We can actually attack with this one. It's 11 damage. Dragon you control. Man, what do we kill? What is the best one? This seems like a best target. He played the land, right? Yeah, so one card shouldn't make huge difference, and this is just more power. This is a bit of a risky play. Maybe pack leader would be a bit more control-ish, but it's just such a good tempo play. He's 4-drop to our 2-drop basically. Oh, it hurts my soul when he draws. It's just 7 damage, so it's okay. We could cast it next turn. Maybe it's better to cast the Moonveil Regent. Yeah, I think so. It's also a decent blocker, if we really have to, or want to. If we attack with the Hive, it's not lethal yet, but it's lethal next turn, so maybe it's also worthwhile. And yeah, I will think a lot about this deck, because I'm not used to playing dragons. Yeah, it seems like such a great play. Because it's flying. Probably this one is best, right? They might have invoked the Ancients, and they are both 4/5, so they block this, and then only or this, so we don't get much damage. So let's attack like this. And this is hard. I'm pretty sure they might have invoked the Ancients. It's such a good card for mono green. Like, we've been playing this version, right? It will be this turn, and 2 tokens with reach. That's my bet. That's what I fear. That's what I hope to not see next turn. Like, if he attacks, I will probably block. It's pretty decent. Okay, he draws a card. Maybe he wanted to just hit something good. So we deal 1 damage. Amazing. Yeah, we killed the enemy, he just doesn't know about it yet. We could also take the hit, but I still think that if he taps out to kill the Regent, it's okay. Like, he needs better plays, and we'll have quite a lot of mana. Unfortunately, we cannot use the treasure to activate the hive, because then it's after attacking declarations. So yeah, you cannot do this small trick because of the phases. But it would be neat. Perfect! So he's just that, right? So he wanted to trade. Colors, 1. Sure, I do not mind 1 additional damage. And if that's the play, it's really worthwhile to do what we did, and that's probably game, right? Enemy has 1 mana, and there's no cards that kill our creature for 1 green mana. At least not in the standard. So, yep, the explosion. Man, this deck is a beast. Alright, so what do we feel about this hand? We are on the draw with the Meathook, we have some spot removal and very expensive cards. But we already have like 4 mana, 5 mana. So we should at least cast the Ziatora. And probably, somehow, somewhere, we will get there. But we are playing against control, which is a bit scary. Don't let it twist you. It might be a Doomscar. I have met such decks. Do we need a 2-drop? I think we want to. The ramp is extremely important because we have nothing to play next turn. So it's basically a time walk, in a way. See? It's a Doomscar, told you. Like, for some reason they always open the mirror, then foretell the Doomscar, and then play double white. I don't know. Yeah, Groundhog's Day. Already played this game. So, that's a bit scary, but I think we go for the Ob. We also save the treasure this way. Let's see if there's a reaction. Unfortunately, 1 attack usually doesn't give you a lot of reaction. Let's play like this. This is extremely tempting, but I'm not playing this into open mana. And Ob Nixilis is actually perfect. We don't need this stuff. And now even if he has counter, he can counter only 1 of them. That's really interesting. I honestly expected something. I don't really think we need the Devil. Do we need the Devil? Like, it can be sacrificed to the Ziatora, but man, maybe we go to Ultimate. Who knows? So, like, first 2-3 turns it won't be extremely impactful, but later it will. Oh, so it was Behold the Multiverse. Good. That's actually pretty decent for us. And right now enemy doesn't really do anything so far in the game. And he's against double Ob, which is pretty scary. He needs to remove them, and he can remove 1 of them most likely. Because he needs Shadow Verdict and 5 mana to answer both. I don't think there's a card that does it. So, what will you say to my +1? You can feel that it's more hesitant this turn. But yeah, he still has a bit of time. Indeed, a pleasure doing business with you. And let's go for the Regent. Yeah, I think threatening ultimate is a thing that is worth it. Because we are already at 5 loyalty, and enemy is nowhere near. Like, answering the big one. Yeah, that was pretty smart, but still, long way to go. Hopefully we hit the land for the Ziatora. We do not. So the pressure is a bit lower, that's not great, but he's at 9 already. We play like this, so Ziatora is guaranteed next turn, and let's check the creatures. Wow, a lot of them. So we play Meathook because it really ramps up the pressure. I wonder if he was just thinking about countering it. It felt like he was hesitant for a second whether to counter it. Because this is actually a pretty scary card. Okay, next turn we can ultimate if we want.
By coin.
And now those attacks start to matter. Every damage counts. Funnily enough, if Ziatora isn't killed or countered, we win the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be countered. It's still probably worth it, right? We might draw something next turn. So we want to keep up the pressure. It also doesn't let them cast Memory Deluge or anything like this. And they need answers. The fact that we force them to answer additional threat this turn is a big thing. And even leaving Innkeeper is pretty bad for them. Like they are at 6. Next turn at 4. Unless they start discarding. Oh! Like, yeah. Even if the enemy has something like... Yeah, they don't have Deadly Dispute. Like, you know, it's extra 1 damage. Even if he has Sweeper or something like this, it might be a Doomscar. And we also get a lot of treasures. Nice. So he decided to not do it. Or Planewalker. I do not mind this. So he will make a small samurai.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
We end the turn, hoping that he will activate. Good. And yeah, of course we choose the dragon. But first we choose the target, we pay the treasures. And now this is the flame-breathing dragon that we care for. Okay, nice, and we still have the removal for the other thing. Yeah, I'm not sure about how we do it. By the way, sorry for this. By the way, Ob Nixilis is lethal because he has ultimate. Even if he removes this, we can just deal 7 and give him 7 cards. So I wouldn't be surprised. So target player draws 7 cards and loses 7 life. This is actually how you kill quite often with this deck. So even I'm pretty sure he could remove it in some way, but probably not Ob. Alright, so it would be great to be on the play, but maybe we get some more lands or something like this when we are on the draw. We have Kalain with some ramp and Unleash the Inferno, hopefully going 2 for 1. So yeah, we will see what we face. Enemy is definitely not losing any moment. Yeah, let's start with this one. We probably go red, and this will be green, and then the 4-drop. Is there like anything we can target with this? Like, not really. This is a bit painful. Never mind, we just got something, that's really good. We definitely needed something like this. We can even use it next turn. This would suggest that he didn't have Talia as well. Maybe we wait until he levels it up, so it's a bigger problem. That's perfect! We basically clear everything. But let's think about it. I know you laugh when we think for 5 minutes about one turn, but basically he has only 3 damage. Pressure, it's white, it doesn't have red, so it's not like as scary as a burn part. So maybe we just cast Fable. This is really good blocker. We save the treasure for future, and he doesn't really get any value right now. Brutal Qatar is irritating as hell. It's not especially problematic, you know. Alright. And now we can cycle our stuff. Kalain is a bit too late. I don't think they are something we want to get rid of. Esika's Chariot, this is the question, because I'm not sure about this one. Is this good enough? The question you never thought I would ask. Is Esika's Chariot good enough? Honestly, I think it's a bit too slow. As a 4-drop we use this. Do we go for another Fable? Huh. It's instant, so... But we want to cast something so the Brutal Catar doesn't switch, right? Yeah, next turn we go for the Ziatora. Probably. Fable would be pretty good then. He cannot advance it anymore. Alright, I have made my decision. The final call will be this. Because then this is 2-1 and it cannot attack on its own. And then we have secured the situation, and with Fable we will have Kiki-Jiki, which will provide additional pressure. The perfect analysis. That's probably flawed somewhere. Interesting. Emperor. Okay. That's an Emperor. Most likely. It might be something else. Okay. Alright, so now we have choices. We definitely have a lot of choices. We have a lot of different dragons to play. Probably we get rid of Kalain, kill the Asher, and then we can block, and next turn we can go crazy. We have only one rat, and we definitely need more. This one is great for killing, but not really for defending. Like, this one is just better overall. And imagine Goldspan Dragon with this. This will be 7-7 thanks to Kalain. We do not attack. Yeah, and I will sacrifice Kalain. The Painter has done his job. And we get 3 more mana. That will definitely... or 6 after we cast Goldspan. Okay. It's still okay. Like, we will have a lot of creatures to get rid of. Alright, first of all, let's cast the only true dragon. Honestly, we can just go for this and threaten lethal, basically. But not all of it. He can only block one of them, right? He cannot kill us in response. If he plays the land, it's 5, 7, 9 damage. And he needs to pay all the mana and hit the land. If we play this... and we can Dragonfire, so... do we kill him? 13? Yeah, we actually kill him. Oh my god, this deck is freaking insane. And I'm going full control for this one. Yep, we Dragonfire the Redain after the treasure is created. And then we sacrifice another dragon at the end step, and it's more than 20 damage, basically with haste. Oh man, this hand is really challenging. I think that's a mulligan. This one is a bit better. But I think, hard choice. I think we need to get rid of one of them. We definitely keep this. We want a Esika Chariot. I really want the Goldspan Dragon. I really want the Meathook. I think Jiggly, it should be like this. I'm not entirely sure, because we don't have single target removal right now. And it might backfire really quickly. Oh, Fable is a good one. Let's play like this. Like, we have the choice next turn. Perfect. It worked out fine. That's actually pretty beast draw right now. Because we have perfect 3 curve, 4 curve, 5 curve, and all of the cards that we play every single turn is basically a broken card that we love to see. Yeah, I will cycle this one. I'm thinking about Meathook, but we probably shouldn't, right? Oh man, Meathook might be so crucial, especially with Goldspan. I will just cycle one of the cards. Alright, let's go for green. Let's attack. Because enemy might not want to trade, and that's pretty great. And we go for the Esika's Chariot. Because that's quite a lot of power, and we can copy not only the cat, but also the shaman. And that was it. Guys, from the worst possible draw on the mulligan into one of the best draws possible. Whenever you cast one very balanced card into second balanced card into third balanced card, you feel really good. Alright, about this hand I'm pretty scared. We have Dragon's Fire, so that's really good. We can deal 5. But other than this we are extremely slow. I will take it, but I'm scared. I'm just a lone control player, scared of not having ramp to play his dragons. That's the current situation. Okay, that's decent. And as this Azorius control, I usually don't play the caves, but I've seen the versions with caves. Oh, this will be a problem. And this is a protection spell. We don't have a 3-drop, so like we need to work for it. If we cast something, he just targets his creatures, and not only he protects it, he draws additional card that he would love to do. So we need to make sure that we double spell something while he's tapped out as much as possible. Great. Draw 2 cards for 2 mana while buffing your creature. Amazing. And this deck is just so irritating to play against, it's extremely strong. That's 3 damage. The fact that you draw a card for every targeting, even if the spell is countered, right? It becomes the target of a spell. I think... yeah, you declare targets when you cast the spell, so I think it's already like here. He has 3 blue mana, that's so much. That is so much. Oh man, it will be hard. So my idea is to play the Ebondeath, and this forces him to answer, so he needs to tap out. Or he taps out next turn. We need to make situation when he has 1 blue, because he's greedy. And then we punish it by casting double removal. I think that's how we should play it. And yeah, he will draw cards. And that's unfortunate. But at the end step we play the Dracolich, and it can block it next turn, so he's forced to react to it. And this is maybe where he taps. By the way, he just played Juari. Love to see it. Hopefully he doesn't have another. Test 1. Like, we need to get through this shield, and enemy has a lot of shield. Like, Juari means 2 mana, so that's something. Okay. Okay, we got some foothold in the game at least. To be honest, we could even try to raise him, but it's probably pretty bad idea, right? Pretty bad idea, most likely. Like, we could attack for 9. What can he have? Fading Hope? Probably something like Fading Hope. Okay, I will do it. They generally don't have like dedicated counter spells. Yeah, they have Juari, but they have protection, not really like attack. And he won't kill us next turn, I think. No, right? And he will cast something. I hope. I don't think he will just give up the creature. Honestly, I don't think I would even mind it. So he needs to tap out first. Nice. This was the mistake we waited for the whole game. And I will reveal... oh, I will choose the dragon. I will gladly choose the dragon. Perfect. 5 damage. That was a mistake. He did not have to do it. Perfect. And this is how you want to play against those players. because they very often mess things up because they're greedy. Like, he needed to cast it for 1 and he still have the second backup spell. And then he would double protect it and we would lose. And he would draw so many cards. And right now, yeah, like, he has new one, but he needs to tap out heavily. It's back to 0. Please, tap this one. If you can tap this one, that would be great. And we have quite a lot of pressure, like, it's 9 damage a turn. It's no joke. Okay. Fables are pretty horrible here. That's a fact. So how do we play this? We have 5 mana, up to 7 when we attack with the Goldspan. So we can go Unleash the Inferno and then go Fable. We could also go Wrenn, but is it even good? It doesn't feel good at all. Maybe we could go for the 10 and just maximum pressure him. They don't have great stats overall. He has protection spell, not sure which one. It might be Sleep into the Void or whatever it's called, so it will phase out his creature, but it doesn't. It means he doesn't kill anything. We could also attack, and then in response to whatever he will do, because I think he will. Okay, I think this is okay. I think he will try to trade with the Goldspan, and then he will cast this one spell here. And then in response we'll kill the Drake. That's my plan, we will see. Enemy might not do it. Okay, sure. But now, oh boy, now we have stuff to do. I will gladly play the Ziatora. Because it gives us basically 3 mana back after killing our Dracolich, and that's quite a lot. He might exile it if he's super scared about it. There is a chance that he kills us with the Drake, but he needs a lot of damage. Like, we are at 7, so he needs buff by 7. Okay, so he was scared and he wanted to phase out. And that's the card I knew he has. I knew it. Oh, okay, Sleep out the back, not into Void. Noted. But yeah, generally against those decks, your biggest hope is usually enemy not playing correctly. And honestly, that's how I win my matchups usually. Because when someone plays this deck perfectly, it's like all about the card though. Like, if enemy plays correctly, you are in trouble. Virtuoso. Okay, he has only 3 cards now. Alright, highest mana value. So he can choose to get rid of Virtuoso and not the Drake. Not great, not great. Can we force him to die? Oh man, like if we attack with those 2, he can block one of them. He's at 7. We cannot play something that's huge enough, right? We don't have lands. If we attack with Den of the Bugbear, what happens? Yeah, he just gets 2 blockers, it won't matter. He has 2 ground blockers, so worst case he just nullifies it completely. If he wants. I feel like I should attack with Ziatora. You also have double 1 additional mana. Oh right, that's actually pretty important. And this doesn't help us too much. Like, Virtuoso is not the problem. This is so hard. So if we attack with Goldspan and Ebondeath, he blocks one of them and is not forced to do anything. When we use this to kill it, he protects it. Maybe he has phasing out, that would be great, but if he has hexproof, that's so bad for us. We basically lose one of the dragons for free, he's at 7 and we cannot sacrifice anything that is big enough. Nothing is enchantment. Wrenn token is not huge enough. If we attack with Ziatora, he just trades here. Probably protects the creature and then in response we can kill it. Maybe that's the play. And after all this thinking, We attack all. Now we have become the real aggro player. If he trades, is it good for us? Like, it's not bad. Oh, and he let it through. Okay, that's something I did not extremely expect, to be honest. What do we do now? That went really fast. Does this mean he doesn't have instants? No, I don't think that's the case. I think we go for the double Fable. If he gives something flying, we can answer when he targets it with something to draw card, but he still has the hole. Oh man, let's see what he will do. Man, this turn will end the game, so we need to know exactly. Alright, so he has all of those spells again. That's pretty horrible. And this has flying. So, if we leave Aspirant on the board, can he kill us? Like Expanded Anatomy? He cannot activate the hole anyway anymore. I think we try to go for this in response. Not extremely sure about this play. But this way we at least make sure that he needs to have something in the hand. Of course he had it. But now he needs to kill us. How much can he buff it? I think we won. I think we won. Oh no, it's exactly the 6 damage. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. Oh no. That was exactly 6 damage. Such a close game.